Good day, the Honorable House. It's refreshing to be back again. The Honorable House, I believe time has been fast spent, and we move to commencement of public business as indicated on the order paper. So then, I shall invite the appointments committee chair, and if he has any delegation to come, if she has or he has any delegation to come with, to give us their reports on their business so far. Thank you. Deputy Chair, Honorable Jake. Honorable Paul.
Right. So before Honorable Agatha begins the reading of the appointment, I think we have to correct this before we proceed. Those at the back there, it's not right for them to be there. All of us earned these seats by elections. I'm not disrespecting them, but they should be at the gallery, except for the protocols. So with all due respect, and then with the permission or with the directive from the speaker, I think they should be at the gallery, because this side is for college president and general secretary. But if the spaces there are exhausted, that is when they should join us there. But for now, for precedence sake, they should be at that side so that we can proceed. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Paul. Honorable Isinam.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Please, I'd like you to go on record that during the recess, we were approached by the Honorable Speaker asking
matters of recess is not on record, so...
Oh, that's why I'm asking that it goes on record.
It's not that, it's not that, it is not that, please also allow me to talk. It is not that whatever thing has been discussed has been implemented. So why talk about it and let the House...
That is why
so
I'm
wait and see what will happen before you say whatever thing you want to say.
When I make
you may
my
have
case,
your
you
seat.
would understand why I am bringing it up.
You may have your seat.
Please allow me finish my submission.
You may have your seat.
Sure.
Thank you. The appointments committee, please go on. Please observe what Honorable Paul said. Come to the gallery. Accept the protocols. Please.
Report of the Appointments Committee on the President-elect's nominations for appointments to various offices under the SRC. Introduction. On 1st January 2025, the SRC President, Master K. Nana Francis, communicated to the Parliamentary Council the list of nominations for the various offices of the SRC. The Committee on Appointments, in line with its constitutional obligations and pursuant to Order 48 of the Standing Orders of the Parliamentary Council, met on Monday, 6th January, Tuesday, 7th January, and 17th January 2025, respectively, and interviewed 87 nominees for appointments. The list of nominees would be sent to the page. Procedure. The committee conducted its hearings in accordance with its established framework of procedures. Due to an emergency notice from the President, 10 nominees were vetted online. However, owing to network challenges, the committee reached a consensus to conduct the remaining vetting sessions in person. The in-person vetting was carried out by members of the Appointments Committee, supported by non-committee honorable members of the House to expedite the process. During the vetting, Nominees were assessed on their background, relevant experience, track record, understanding of their portfolios, and visions for a productive tenure. The committee referred to the underlisted documents during its deliberations: the SRC Constitution as amended 2021, the Standing Orders of the Parliamentary Council, and the Curriculum Vitae of the nominees, or CD. The committee has duly considered the nominations and presents its findings as follows. A. Some nominees demonstrated limited constitutional knowledge of the offices for which they were nominated. However, their innovative ideas and clear visions for their roles compensated for this shortfall, earning them the approval of the committee. B. The nominees for the positions of academic board chairman and media head delivered exceptional performances during the vetting process and were highly commendable. C. The nominees for the Sports and Games Commissions are required to submit proof of eligibility and approval from the Sports Directorate, as mandated by Article 34, Clause 1A of the Constitution. D. The committee reports that 49 nominees, including those for the positions of Electoral Commissioner, Deputy Public Relations Officer, Deputy Legal Affairs Commissioner, Deputy Transport Commissioner, TRATEC Commissioner, both head and deputies, Executive Envoy, Deputy Tech Talk Commissioner, Deputy Properties and Facilities Officer, Sports and Games Commissioner, both heads and deputies, Publicity Head and deputies, Deputy Media and Coverage, Deputy Entertainment Commissioner, Health Officer, both heads and deputies, and Clubs and Societies Chair. All of these nominees were absent from the vetting. These nominees failed to follow the proper procedure and did not communicate with the committee to request a rescheduling. As a result, the committee deems them unqualified for appointment. E. Pursuant to Article 22(12)(c) of the 2011 SRC Constitution, as amended in 2021, the President has made the following additional appointments, subject to the approval of the House: Tech Talk Commissioner, Academic Board, Media and Coverage, Publicity Commission, and Town Hall Council. Recommendations. The committee has duly considered the nominations of the President in line with the SRC Constitution and Standing Orders of the House, and recommends the following 38 nominees to the House for approval. 1. Raymond Yeboah, Deputy Electoral Commissioner. 2. Godwin Owusu-Ansah, Deputy Electoral Commissioner. 3. Hannah Shakur Aye, Deputy Electoral Commissioner. Please pardon me for the wrong pronunciations with the names. 4. Lawrence Tabi, Chief of Staff. 5. Hammond Opoku, Deputy Chief of Staff. 6. Emanuela Dimfua Ijapong, Deputy Chief of Staff. 7. Ebenezer Kofi Brown, Public Relations Officer. 8. Desmond Agre, Deputy Public Relations Officer. 9. Ebenezer Ni Korte, Legal Affairs Commissioner. 10. Simon Opong Kaja, Welfare Commissioner. 11. Festus Sarkodie, Deputy Welfare Commissioner. 12. Christiana Nalabi, Deputy Welfare Commissioner. 13. Hafiz Abdul Janiyu, Transport Commissioner. 14. Bright Anaba Toniye, Deputy Transport Commissioner. 15. Khadija Abubakari, Deputy Transport Commissioner. 16. Desmond Danyari, Presidential Envoy. 17. Devina Lawe, Presidential Envoy. 18. Ibrahim Adams, Tech Talk Commissioner. 19. Jonathan Dako, Tech Talk Deputy Commissioner. 20. Osei Joseph, Tech Talk Deputy Commissioner. 21. Wilson Ofori Amanfo, Programs and Projects Officer. 22, Franklina Dochi. 22, Franklina Dochi, Deputy Programs and Projects Officer. 23, Felix Ofori, Academic Board Chairman. 24, Joseph Olo Bilbila, Deputy Academic Board Chairman. 25, Nana Efia Paku, Deputy Academic Board Chairman. 26, Kennedy Ejapong, Properties and Facilities Officer. 27, Richmond Asare, Deputy Properties and Facilities Officer. 28, Emmanuel Ofori, Deputy Properties and Facilities Officer. 29, Glory Owusu, Deputy International Relations Officer. 30, Ekia Sewa Asante, Deputy International Relations Officer. 31, Alan Edu Jekete, Town Hall Council Chairman. 32, Nkrumah Prince, Deputy Internship Coordinator. 33, Eugene Eddy, Media and Coverage. 34, Ernest Ajemain. 34, Francis Kofi Chum, Entertainment Commissioner. 35, Ernest Ajemain, Deputy Entertainment Commissioner. 36, Enid Zoe Amoa, Deputy Entertainment Commissioner. And 37, Boampong Kwejo Dennis, Editor-in-Chief. The committee also recommends that the following nominees be rejected by the House. 1, Eric Kofi Anweli, Electoral Commissioner. 2, Precious Owusu, Deputy Public Relations Officer. 3, Ejewa Naiza, Deputy Public Relations Officer. 4, Louis Obeng Jumo, Deputy Legal Affairs Commissioner. 5, Ruwaida Ajombil Isaka, Deputy Legal Affairs Commissioner. 6, Diana Opare Abuaje, Deputy Welfare Commissioner. 7, Priscilla Sadia Nati, Deputy Transport Commissioner. 8, Morrison Ajemain, Tratec Commissioner. 9, Ransford Ashite, Deputy Tratec Commissioner. 10, McDonald Ado, Deputy Tratec Commissioner. 11, Fidaus Mohammed, Deputy Tratec Commissioner. 12, Leonard Mensah, Executive Envoy. 13, Jeffrey Asare, Executive Envoy. 14, Ernest Isiama, Deputy Tech Talk Commissioner. 15, Prince Aram, Deputy Properties and Facilities Officer. 16, Samoba Esiedu, Deputy Properties and Facilities Officer. 17, Francis Kwara, Deputy Properties and Facilities Officer. 18, Samuel Ba Esiedu, Deputy Properties and Facilities Officer. 19, Walter Derrick, Sports Commissioner. 20, Bismarck Osei Boateng, Deputy Sports and Games Commissioner. 21, Ismail Al-Hussein, Deputy Sports and Games Commissioner. 22, Solomon Akagri, Deputy Academic Board Chairman. 23, Daniel Adom, Deputy International Relations Officer. 24, Katu Nazir Mohammed, Deputy International Relations Officer. 25, Enoch Nikwe, Presidential Advisor. 26, Eric Osei, Policy Analyst. 27, Kwade Yao Abuaje, Sponsorship Head. 28, Angelina Misoila, Deputy Sponsorship Head. 29, Precious Mensah, Deputy Sponsorship Head. 30, Matilda Seco, Deputy Sponsorship Head. 31, Godfred Akosa Jumo, External Affairs Officer. 32, Jepta Ijare, Deputy External Affairs Officer. 33, Tia Nathaniel Okra, Deputy External Affairs Officer. am I? 34, Francis Gariba, Deputy External Affairs Officer. 35, Isaac Nanabuache, Internship Coordinator. 36, Joshua Adomako, Deputy Internship Coordinator. 37, Ejache Bafo, Deputy Internship Coordinator. 38, Eric Joe Aqua, Deputy Head. 39, Bafo Kelvin Jao, Deputy Publicity Head. 40, Noah Akokpo, Deputy Publicity Head. 41, Eugene Osei, Deputy Publicity Head. 42, Christian Amwako Mensa, Deputy Media and Coverage. 43, Emmanuel Atipo, Deputy Media and Coverage. 44, Adepa Mensa, Deputy Media and Coverage. 45, Prince Mensa, Deputy Entertainment Commissioner. 46, Michael Opoku Ijapong, Health Officer. 47, Enoch Trine Ankoma, Deputy Health Officer. 48, Ama Echampong, Deputy Health Officer. 49, Kweku Sapong Owusu, Deputy Health Officer. 50, Sekinatu Akosia Dedinko, Clubs and Society Chair. The committee recommended that a special orientation or training is organized for the nominees to get them up to task and ready for their respective roles. In conclusion, the Appointment Committee of the Parliamentary Council recognizes only the aforementioned names provided for their respective positions, with the exception of the nominees who were absent. The committee would like to express its gratitude to the Speaker for his invaluable support during this period. Additionally, the committee acknowledges the efforts of all honorable members who participated in the vetting process. Their selflessness and dedication were pivotal in ensuring that all proceedings were conducted in full compliance with the SRC Constitution. Respectively submitted. Honorable Agatha Mensah-Chumesi, Deputy Speaker and Chairperson, Appointments Committee.
Thank you so much, Honorable Agatha. I think we may take submission from the various caucuses. And afterwards, you may have your seats. The caucus, your submission.
All right, thank you very much again, Mr. Speaker. I think there are a lot of things that my members would like to pass across, and then I'm now jotting some stuff up. So I think give them the chance for them.
Well, everybody has a chance to say whatever they want to say.
I'll add mine. Thank you.
Everybody has a chance to say whatever they want to say. So still the whole caucus, the Honorable House awaits your submission on the report. Yes, Honorable Clinton. Honorable Clinton first.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable. Please, I have some flyer that it says KNUST SRC.
You have?
A flyer from KNUST SRC, the Office of the EC.
Office of the Electoral Commissioner.
Yes, please. It says Eric K. and Willie. And then they were also giving him some congrats there that he is the EC, but per what I am hearing, I think.
It means that the release of appointees and parliamentary proceedings and constitutional proceedings are not in sync.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Duly noted. Duly noted. Is there any recommendation? Do you recommend something? Because I think, of course, things will be taken actions will be taken, but is there any specifics that you would suggest that the House takes, any specific steps you would suggest that the House takes in consideration with this?
Oh, no, please.
All right, sure.
Thank you very much.
Yes, please. Honorable Elvis.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I think before I make my submission, I would like to ask just a single question.
Yes, please.
My question goes, are reports to be read to the Parliamentary Council before SRC appointees are being sworn in, or SRC appointees should be sworn in before the report is read to the House?
The Honorable House, anybody to answer that? Or Honorable Paul has an answer to that.
All right. So this is how the procedure should be. The SRC president, in collaboration with the other executives, that is the General Secretary, the Financial Secretary, and then the Vice President, presents their nominees to the Parliament.
How many nominees were presented?
Yeah, 87. They are supposed to bring 87, or they presented 87.
Presented 87.
All right. So I'm part of the appointment committee, so whatever is happening, I'm very aware. So this is how it's done. They present the number of nominees to us, and then the appointment committee will vet them. After that, the appointment committee will come to Parliament with its report, and then the number of nominees that we have to approve. After that, we will send the number of approved nominees back to the SRC president and then the executives, and then they publicize it. That is how it should be done. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Paul, for the explanation. I had no idea about it, but I can speak on authority that yesterday, SRC appointees were sworn in, and it is this morning that the vetting committee is reading the report to us. The appointment committee is reading the report to us. So I don't really know whether this time round or this particular year things have changed, or there are particular people in positions who are trying to change things. So please, Mr. Speaker, something needs to be done about this. We have videos to that effect. And even this morning, we have appointees we asked, and they gave us a clear explanation as to what happened yesterday. They were sworn in yesterday, and they've signed, which shows they are appointees. Yesterday, they should have been nominees because the vetting committee, the appointment committee had not read anything to us. But yesterday, they signed and they were being sworn in. Adding up to what Honorable Clinton said, yesterday, around 6 p.m., 7 p.m., I was in my office, Independence Hall JCR office, and then I saw a flyer circulating. In fact, when I saw the flyer, I was very happy because I had a very good friend of mine on the flyer. You get it? It was about the
Is he or she part of the people that have been accepted or rejected?
Come again?
Have you checked if he has been accepted or rejected? Because
that is the case
if you
now.
Disappoint you.
So I was very happy, but unfortunately, I checked the people who have been approved and people who have been rejected, and then I find out that this particular person was rejected. Meanwhile, I am seeing him on a flyer. So, even because of that, with our various halls, we've not been able to have our floor rep elections because we are waiting for the SRC Electoral Commissioner to have a conversation with the Director of Student Affairs so that they can channel the information to the various hall electoral commissioners before we can have our hall rep elections and then our Deputy General Secretary and Women's Commissioner elections. So please, something has to be done about that as well. I made 2 submissions, the swearing in and also the flyer that came out yesterday. Somebody who was rejected, and then we still find the person as part of the electoral commissioners. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Elvis. Let me make this clear. Honorable members, when it comes to matters like this, there is no need to stress about what and what and what. There is nobody, there is no student leader who can go breach constitution and go scot-free. It's different battling with somebody, or it's different battling with somebody on personal basis. But when it's constitution, it's not a person you're battling with. When matters like this happen, it is not us you're battling with. It's constitution you're battling with. We are just persons who happen to be part of the custodians of the constitution. And we work by constitution, we work by standing orders. So, Honorable Elvis, I don't think we have to stress much about this. What we have to do is make sure that what must be done is done. So on that note, the appointment committee would also tell us, I think, just as you said, there is a problem. You people, the whole caucus is waiting for the EC. So I think there has to be some level of, I don't know if emergency vetting or if you do the ECs first or whatever, so that the EC, whether approved or not, will know, and whatever has to be done so that we can have the EC, and then the whole would also be fully equipped, and then they can also, so please, the appointment committee, please note that down, that the EC issue has to be solved independently from the whole appointment, so that if the appointment is taking a stretch, it does not affect the EC and does not affect the whole caucus. Many other submissions from the whole caucus. All right, so the college caucus, we may take your submissions. Thank you, Honorable George, my good friend. The mic. But is the microphone not working?
Hello. Mr. Speaker, so it is important to ensure accuracy in our legislative documents. So I'd like to draw the attention of the appointments committee to the cover page of their report. I think it's parliamentary, and then the parliamentary is spelled wrongly.
Yes, please.
I'll leave the floor to some members of my caucus to also make their submissions. Thank you.
Yes, please. The college, Madam Clerk, I hope you've taken notice of that. The college caucus, any further submissions? Honorable Alberts has a submission. Honorable Gifty.
Yes. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. All that we want to get clear is that since those people have not been approved until we have been given letters from the appointment committee that they have cleared those people, we don't want to see them work. Because I know very soon, even going to next semester, or the whole caucuses will start their elections, or is what? Yes, you start your elections very soon.
The EC,
yes, floor reps and then the rest. Tomorrow. So, if they are starting their elections tomorrow, and we don't have an SRC electoral commissioner to supervise the occasion or the process, then I think we have a problem. Because this election that we are talking of came into being last year, and we are in this very year. This is a new year, and we are still facing some of this challenge. When we were at home, we saw flyers and then all that stuff. We drew the attention of the president and then his executives, and they started working on it. But we don't know why still. They will still have some members who have not been approved and are still contemplating on how to go about it. So please, we are sending this information directly and straight to the president and then his people to do the right thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Albert. Any further submission from the college caucus? Honorable Gifty, please, can she have the mic?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. So my concern is, you see a flyer, let's say publicity, and 2 of them have been vetted, and the other 2, I've not even seen them because I was part of the appointment committee. And as we said, it's a very big problem for us to do it because from the whole caucus, they said from tomorrow going, they'll be having their election. We are talking about the EC, but this is some of the things that I also observed, talking about the publicity, because I realized that the deputies, they were not vetted, but the other members, which I can mention one of them.
Some of the deputies.
Some of the deputies, sorry. Yes, they were not vetted, but I saw them on the flyer. And yesterday, too, I heard that I want to add to what Honorable Elvis said yesterday. I heard that they were being sworn in, but I didn't actually pay attention to it because I thought I just heard it, yes. So that is what I want to add to what has been said in the House. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. Last submission from the College Caucus, if there are any. I doubt there is. The non-residential caucus. Please, any submission? And please, the submission does not have a limit, so you can just stand one by one. So please, Honorable Stephen first. The remaining can have this. I think I saw Honorable Gate first, but Honorable Gate, please let Honorable Stephen finish. Will you say, Honorable Stephen, please say yours first.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I also want to ask a question. I want to know if there has been any communication between the appointment committee and the Executive Council of the SRC after the vetting of the nominees. Has there been any official communication or any official conversation which has taken place telling them these people were not vetted and therefore they are not qualified to be sworn in? Or has there been any form of communication stating clearly these people are approved and they can be sworn in? That is what I want to know.
Honorable Chelsea, I believe you happen to be the secretary for the appointment committee. Has there been any communication of such sort? Formally that you are aware of? I understand that you are here, but I want the secretary to address the issue. He wants to ask if there has been official conversation, and he used the word official, that is within the confines of law and legality, between the committee and the SRC, the Executive Council. The reason why I'm not letting them answer is that for them, probably, they are the head, so people might think it's out of bias, but you are not here. But you happen to be part of leadership here. So I think you would, of course, see what the general committee know and not just anything.
Thank you very much for your question. For an official communication as in a letter, that wasn't sent to the SRC president because everything was done in a haste because we were all at home and we had scheduled a certain time for the vetting to take place. So as such a thing went by, waiting for a letter would have actually taken more time than needed. So I believe my honorable chairperson contacted the SRC president to halt with the display of appointees. We also had a discussion about they being displayed as nominees instead of appointees, but then thinking about it, that would just be confusing to the student populace. So we just communicated that it should be halted and they should be vetted and approved before any release of flyer was to take place. Thank you very much.
So the leadership also wants to add to what she has said. So the leadership would also.
Okay, so per the Constitution, what happens is that our official communication to the president should be the reports that will be approved in Parliament. So until the report is being approved, we can't write to the president. So that's how.
So it means there hasn't been. Honorable Stephen, your question has been duly answered.
Yes, please, Mr. Speaker.
All right.
Then, if there has not been any official communication, then I believe there has been a breach of Constitution.
I think from Honorable Clinton's conversation, we all agreed that, or in our minds, we all know that there's been breaches. So yes, we all agree that there's been breaches.
I was looking at from the other end that it could be there has been some backdoor conversation between the appointment committee and the...
Even that is still subject to breach of Constitution because
yes,
it's not within the legality of the Constitution.
So, Right Honorable, what I'm trying to say right now is if the needed steps are not taken, it will keep on affecting the next generations to take over from us. So please, whoever is involved in this, I believe you should start from the publicity head, the person who even first released the flyer under the command of the president. should also be held responsible. Because I'm not sure the president will be the first person to release the flyer. It will be someone who is under authority of the president to issue or release that flyer who did that. So each and everybody or any student who has hands in this must be dealt with.
Yes. Thank you. And then before Honorable Gates will have to speak after Honorable Stephen. University President, I understand that you want to speak, but please let him speak. But before he does speak, the SRC-JC, of course, did have, I did not want to touch on this because from development, it looks like soon or very soon you might have an encounter with him in whatever means necessary, I don't know. But he did have concerns about respect for the Constitution, as in constituencies that do not have precedents and are appointing people who are not in the Constitution, and people who are releasing flyers, honorables who are releasing flyers without having observed the vetting processes. Because if it must be done, it must be done well. Yes, I told you that if progress will come, it depends on this house. That's why I've decided not to take any offense. But I'm just here to moderate whatever has to happen. So please, honorable members, please, you have to be the good watchdogs. I'm begging you. Honorable Gates, word of correction. You just want to talk before Honorable Kelvin. Yes, please, you can talk.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yes, please.
Yeah, please, I just wanted to correct something our honorable member said.
Yes, please.
He stated it clearly that any student involved in the publicity or releasing of that flyer should be dealt with. And I'm also saying that we as a house cannot go after each and every student involved in this issue. There is a saying that when you cut the head of a snake, the remaining is the rope. So, Mr. Speaker, all we need to do is to just confront Mr. President. We don't need to go after each and every student because they are working under command. So, I'm pleading to the House and I'm correcting our honorable.
Thank you, Honorable Ku. Duly observed, taken into consideration. Honorable Kelvin. Most experienced.
I'm grateful, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm very, 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 very disappointed in His Excellency, K. Nana Francis. Mr. Speaker, he wrote a letter to the appointment committee and copied to the House that he is going to hold upon the Constitution and serve the best interest of the student populace. And after he released a flyer of the appointees who has not been yet vetted. The letter was dated on the 1st of January, 2025, to the chairperson, Appointment Committee of the Parliament, Deputy Speaker, SRC Parliamentary Council, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Topic, revetting of the SRC appointees. Mr. Speaker, I'm much concerned with the last paragraph, and I read, moving forward, I am committed to strengthening collaboration with the Executive and the Parliamentary Council to uphold the Constitution and serve the best interest of the student populace. Mr. Speaker, I'm not after anybody here, or I don't have any issue with any executive arm of the SRC.
Neither of us do.
But the right thing should be done at the right time. Thank you.
You're welcome, Honorable Gates. Any more, Honorable Patricia?
Mr. Speaker. So I would love to start by referencing to the appointment report letter, which says one of their reference documents was the SRC Constitution. But I would love to take you to Article 22, Clause 12B and C. Let me open my essay.
Article 22, Clause 12B and C, which states, no appointee mentioned in Clause A shall have more than 2 deputies. C says, the President is at liberty to appoint others not provided for in this Constitution, but will need at least 2/3 approval of parliamentarians. I guess C has been talked about by my fellow honorables, but B has been utterly breached. Now, I would love to go to what concerns ISA.
Yes, please.
We have Article 67, Clause 1D, 68, Clause 1D, 72, Clause 1D, 75, Clause 1C, 77, Clause 1D, which clearly states that ISA has to be well represented in appointment positions. But that is, I don't think we have been visited or even or received any message by the SRC concerning that. I'll end here for now.
Thank you so much, Honorable. Thank you so much, Honorable. Duly observed. We'll be giving priority to Honorable Teresa. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. And then thank you to my chairperson for this report. I'd want to find out, the appointment committee, didn't they face any challenge in this their duty? Because I can't see any challenges stated in the report.
Maybe, I'm not them, I will of course give them the right to reply, but maybe as leaders, they understand that challenges are part of it, so there's no need to highlight on the challenges.
They should highlight them for the future use. Yes, they should highlight the challenges they experienced. And then also just a comment, Right Honorable Speaker, I think if we don't take time, this Honorable House will just become a rubber stamp. If we don't take time. Because from the way things are going, we are slowly becoming a rubber stamp just to be stamping things we don't even know about. Because we are seated here, appointment committee is vetting, and then people are being published as appointees already. It shows we are wasting our time. So if the president thinks that we shouldn't vet his nominees, he should let us know so that we won't waste our time, and he will just unveil them. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that is all. I will give the chairperson and the vice chairperson the opportunity to address the House, but I think in all of us, in our hearts and minds, we have agreed in hearts and minds that what needs to be done must be done, and then the Constitution must be held in high esteem. The processes and protocols all have to be observed, and we are expecting that the appointment committee does whatever they deem necessary to make sure that these protocols are duly observed. And I would also recommend that you write through the clerk to the appointment committee some suggestions or some things you think will augment their dealing with this issue. And I will plead with the appointment committee that you work with, I trust your competence, but I'm just pleading that you work with speed so that the whole caucus will not also have to have problems also. And the last thing I would want to talk about is, once again, I'm just here to moderate your observations, stating on record that what you say is what I present to authorities. What authorities say is what I present to you. However, as a custodian of the Constitution that sworn me into office, if I disrespect and disregard the Constitution, I have disrespected and disregarded my position and my personality, and I will not do so. I plead with the appointment committee also not to do so and do whatever it takes necessary. Honorable L.
Thank you very much,
Honorable
Mr. Speaker. I would like to know who vetted the appointees and who swore the appointees in.
Honorable L, please, it is the JC that swore them in.
So I would like, we deserve an explanation from the JC.
Yeah, so that's why to cut things short, that's why I've said that. I'm not trying to cut it short, but I'm saying that there are a lot of, this thing, we can deliberate it for 100 years. But let's just write all those recommendations to them. You get me?
Yes, I think the best thing is to summon the...
Yeah, so you write it to the clerk. The clerk, when they receive it, I trust them. Honorable Paul is here. I trust that they will do whatever they receive. So let's just cut things short and then. Honorable Paul, please, the last submission, then we go.
All right, thank you again, Mr. Speaker. So I think I'm part of the appointment committee, and the necessary things were done to inform the executive body about what is going on at the initial stage. And that's the more reason why they wrote the letter to us that it's not going to happen again. But it is happening. I believe that in that situations, there are decisions that you make. So I think there is something that happened, or there is something that is happening. And then that's why maybe the executive body is publicizing or doing these publicities. So what I suggest is that we go by order number 15.5. During each of the sessions of parliamentary sitting, any student leader or student may be summoned for questioning. So, fellow honorable members, I think we have to go by the right channel and then not to just...
So you are suggesting to the House that you plead the order number 15.
I beg you, let me finish. Yes, so I suggest that we don't wash our dirty linens in public. Let's relax. Let's go by the standing orders. Let's summon whoever needs to be summoned. In my opinion, I think we have to summon the Executive Council and then the Judicial Chair for them to come and then answer some questions. Because as we see ourselves like that, we are not here for ourselves. Honorable Emmanuel Tando is here to represent Aedia South. Nane JJB is here to represent College of Humanity and Social Sciences. Frances Bless, Honorable, is here to represent Republic Hall. So we are all here representing the 85,000 students. So I suggest that we summon these individuals, they come and answer to the 85,000 students. I think it's fair enough. So if any of us would move the motion for us to summon them or anything of that sort. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
So I think if there's any motion to be moved, Honorable Paul, you are the best person to move the motion since it is your suggestion. If you want summoning, I think you should move the motion, and if there is anybody of equal thought, the person seconds, it's kept on record, and then business committee knows when best they can make that happen.
So, Mr. Speaker, just as I said earlier on, in that situations, we make that decisions. I think that is what has happened. The SRC president wouldn't just do something to disrespect the House. There might be a reason, so we have to listen to it. I, Honorable Paul Edupoku, President of Republic Hall, and the Hokokos head of the 16th Parliamentary Council, move for the summoning of the SRC Executive Council, that is the SRC President, the SRC Vice President, the SRC Financial Secretary, the SRC General Secretary, and then the SRC Judicial Chairperson, for them to come and answer to some questions as stipulated in the order paper 15.15. Thank you very much.
All right. For efficiency's sake, I mean, want to ask, would you, before you even have a second, I just want it to be clear so that it does not look like anybody is imposing it. What's medium? Should it be an sitting? Should it be delegation from the appointment committee? Should it be delegation from the general house? Or what? Should it be the next, like?
I think that is up to all of us to decide, because I can't decide for all of us. But this is a very dire situation. So let's make it a sitting.
Let's make it a sitting.
Yes, very, very dire. Right. It's serious.
So anybody to second Honorable Paul? Honorable Tando, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I, Tando Emmanuel, the member of Ideas South, second the motion moved by Honorable Paul Edupoku, the Republic Hall President. Thank you.
Motion duly accepted. I pledge to you, the House, that the motion would be forwarded to the business committee, and then business committee will communicate when, in consultation with the appointment committee, of course, when and how that will be done. With that being said, any further comments? One last comment. If there isn't any, we are glad, Honorable Chair and Honorable Vice Chair, for your reports. Honorable Paul will take his last comments, and then you can have your seats so that we move to the next item of order.
All right, so I am up again because of order number 15.8, and this is directed to the clerk, so that we don't delay some of these proceedings. Or the host, we need our electoral commissioners to work. So, Madam Clerk, I want you to know this. Order number 15.8, that the clerk shall communicate to an officer so summon 5 clear days to the sitting. So you have to note that and then communicate it to these individuals as early as possible so that we too can do our election. So if you are to communicate it to them today through a directive, it means that our sitting should be on Friday. I don't know if the honorable members, you get me? Yes. So please, if Mr. Speaker, we can do it as soon as possible, maybe right after the sitting. She can even be doing it.
You can even have an emergency sitting to listen to them.
Yes.
Of course,
yes,
I think Honorable, you can join us online. You can join us online. Yeah, you can so that people can also have your people too. We can do with it as early as possible.
So, Madam Clerk, please, with all due respect, you are in the learning process. 2 years. Right. So please, let's start the procedure as soon as possible. So that right after the sitting, we inform these individuals, and then maybe Friday or something, they come and then we observe our constitutional rights. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Paul. So then the floor is open for a motion to be filed for the acceptance of the report from the appointment committee. Any member to file for? Honorable Tando. Honorable Albert. Those people can take the stairs and work.
Yes, okay. Those people should be able to stand.
Is there anybody like that? I think Hannah. 3 deputies. Only the head wasn't there.
Yeah, he wasn't.
And then you people are fine to go. Then I think we can wait for, the head can wait for the actual sitting and then the rest will work.
Yes.
Yeah,
so we can't, there's no need for us to be in a rush.
So
the 3 deputies can
can just proceed.
Yes. That is so what we have to do now is to accept it.
Yeah, so the motion should be filed and then acceptance, somebody should second then, so that they can also take.
Yes, not that, Mr. Speaker, not that we are not asking that they shouldn't come. We want them to come so that they answer some questions that we have for them. But then, since you guys or the whole caucus, you want to continue with your elections and then what have you need to continue your elections. That is why we have the deputies you can work with. Thank you.
Just a second. Somebody move, somebody second. So push it, then that's all.
Yes, so all we, the college caucus, and I think every honorable member here is seeking is that we don't want to see the electoral commission, that is the head, operating, yes, until we have approved that he is satisfied to conduct elections. We don't want to, even the major election that will be coming up, we wouldn't want to see him or her operate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and you're welcome. So, no more submissions, please. Somebody to file for the acceptance of the report and somebody to second the motion. Honorable Chelsea, the microphone, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I, Honorable Chelsea Efuadueje, the General Secretary of the Science Students Association, would like to move the motion that the report given by the Appointment Committee should be accepted. Thank you.
Any person to second? I will give to you.
I give to you, the General Secretary for the good people of College of Arts, Built Environment and Education Student Association would like to second for the acceptance of the report by the Appointment Committee.
Thank you. On that note, the reports of the Appointment Committee has been accepted into records. Please, you may resume your seats, Honorables. The Honorable House, we may attend to the order paper and deal with order 6. So for order 6, I would want to speak a bit about it before we go. Order 6 talks about, I think some of you were around when we had a lot of deliberations on the page about how to make sure that food items on campus are stabilized and all that. And I've retracted here that if there will be any change, it's upon us. We are the legislative house. You get it. So I would invite Honorable Gates to come. He just re-register his plight and his plea to the house, and then we deliberate about it for a while. And then we set if we are supposed to. So what's supposed to happen is, should we set an ad hoc committee for it? Just deliberations on it. How should it be done? How do you think we as a house can solve this problem? And then after that, we'll also talk about the UNRC is also of interest to introduce some issues to us to deliberate about, and then so that we all reason as a house in unison and then try to get some inputs. Then we would be done with the items. So Honorable Kelvin, please. The Masha, please, can you attend to Honorable Kelvin?
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I'm preparing something.
You are preparing. Okay, so if the UNRC is... If the UNRC is ready to tell the House what is of interest to them and they think that you as a House should help, because if UNRC thrives, the House thrives, and then the entirety of KNUST also has progress. So, Honorable President for the UNRC, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Abode.
Right, Honorable. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the opportunity given to us to voice out to the House. And to the House, we as UNLC, we are having challenges in our constitution. And the constitution is under review.
Honorable Opari, please, I may want to pause you for a bit and ask for the House's permission to use the washroom. While Honorable Agatha chairs, I'll be back quickly. So I would want us to take that procedure, and then she does the chairing. I go and come back quick, because I don't want my callings to... Yeah, so Honorable Agatha will take the chair. Honorable Agatha. Honorable Dr. Agatha.
order sheets. Marshall. Can I have the order sheet? The order sheet. You can take mine.
Thank you so much, everyone. Can we please have order in the house? Order, please. I did not expect to be wearing this robe so early, but I'm happy to be serving in this capacity, even if it's just for a short while. So, taking off from where Mr. Speaker left off, we are on item number 6, deliberation on the possible food prices Act and UNRC Act. So, Honorable, yes, Honorable Godfred, please, you have the floor to present your submission.
Right, Honorable. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And in fact, I might say you look good in your robe.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, we the UNLC, we really appreciate how our issue has been one of the priority of the House and being given the opportunity to talk about it today. Right, Honorable? For the past years, we've been facing challenges with some part of our constitution. And from our predecessors, they started working on it. And it's also our turn to continue and complete everything. So we are here today to inform the House that we, the UNLC, we have something on fire we are preparing, that very soon, when the food is ready, it will be presented to the House for everyone to taste it. So right on, as I speak now, the Constitution is under review. We are still working on it, and at the appropriate time, we will come to the House and pinpoint where we need the House to help us make changes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, too, for that submission, Honorable Godfred. So, is there any more submissions on this issue, or that's your final say? Any more submissions on this issue, or that's the final say?
Right, Honorable, I think for today, that's my final wait. Thank you very much.
Okay, any other submissions on this? Honorable Elvis Nkrumah, you want to? All right, you have the floor to speak.
Right. Thank you so much, Honorable Agatha Mensah Chumesi from the Noble Hall Caucus. We are very happy to see you there, and I think it's a whole lot. All right, so I think back to the deliberation on possible food prices stabilization act, okay. So I think there should be, or we should set an ad hoc committee to work on that, because if we decide to bring out our opinions, our views and all that on this, I think it would take a very long time. And so if we have to set a committee to get more into this particular thing, I think it would really help. With the inclusion of the welfare committee, I think the welfare committee can help the ad hoc committee so that they get this problem solved. Thank you so much.
Thank you, too. Any other submissions? Any ideas contrary to what Honorable Elvis Nkrumah has submitted? Honorable Paul Edu Poku, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. So to add up to what Honorable Elvis Nkrumah of Independence was said, I believe this particular situation has a lot of stakeholders, and then we have to involve them in this decision making. We have market women. We even have the hall management that we have to involve, because as the cost of production increases, the price of the particular commodity must increase. So there are lots of factors that we have to consider. So in my view, I think, just as Honorable said, we have to get a committee to work on that in collaboration with the welfare committee so that they can bring something to the house and then we deliberate on it. Because we can sit here and then make a decision. But when we go on grounds, that wouldn't be what is happening. So I support my brother here that we get a committee to work on the grounds and then on paper, so that when it comes to Parliament, it will be quite simpler for us to draw our conclusions. Thank you very much.
Thank you once again, Right Honorable. I'm just adding up to what our honorable member said. I'm in support with the suggestion from Honorable Nkrumah. We have to get a committee to work on it. Personally, my parents were once having a provision shop, and it's never new to me that you go to this shop, the price is different from the other shop. Basically, they all have their different suppliers. So for us to advocate in the essence that prices should be stabilized or it should be in a particular range, we thinking about our students, we have to think about the, let me say, the marketers or the stakeholders. So Right Honorable, I'm fully in agreement with our honorable member. We have to get a committee. They will truly go to the grounds and see what's going there before we can make any final suggestion on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Let's hear from Honorable Pascal, then we'll hear from you, Honorable Hackman.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. So to just add submission on what else could be done to ensure that the prices are stabilized on campus. I think we also need to consider that the vendors are scattered at the moment. I don't know if they have an association or a committee, but it's also necessary that they also have a committee that represents them. In that way, it will be easier for us to reach out to them all and to also ensure that whatever policy is made in line with stabilizing the prices is duly imposed, not only from our side, but also at the end of the committee that represents the vendors. So I think as we form the ad hoc committee, it's also important that we also get them to meet or form a vendors committee so that there is both collaboration from both ends. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. We are all aware Ghana practices a free market system. And as such, the sale of goods are determined by demand and supply. And I think little can be done about this. But, maybe they are masterminds and bigger brains than I. And so I would suggest I move with the honorable members who suggested there should be the formation of a committee to deal with this. And so this is my humble submission. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Eastman, the floor is yours to speak.
Thank you for the opportunity. I'm adding up to what Honorable Hackman said. I would like to just ask a question first. Can the stabilization be done? Is it possible? If yes, then we move ahead with what Honorable Elvis said. The welfare committee work on it. But if it can't be done, if we deliberate on it and it can't be done, please, we should just put a stop to it and then just move on to other matters that will help the student population. Thank you very much.
Honorable Elvis, you have the floor to speak.
Thank you so much, Honorable Agatha. I think there is always a way. In one way or the other, it is possible. In a different way, it is not possible. Baumia said it is possible. All right. And so I remember when this particular issue came on board, when Honorable Gates brought the attention of we parliamentarians to this particular issue, I was on campus. Throughout the 4 months vacation, I was on campus. So I was speaking to one woman who sells at Independence Hall. And then the answer she gave me was very, very understanding and very short. What she told me was that every academic year, KNUST increases school fees and hostel fees. So when she increases her staff based on the prices she goes out there to buy them, who are we to tell her to reduce the prices? And besides, what Honorable Pascal said too is very important. The market women have no association. Let's say if it is Independence or Market Women, they have nothing like Independence or Market Women Association. They pay their dues, I don't know, individually. So there are people who come around to take the dues and all that. So it is very, very difficult to regulate them, all right? And if even we decide to take a step about this particular thing, I don't know who exactly we are going to see so that we get this problem solved. That is the part which makes it impossible, all right? Because now, if we decide to take a step, are we going to the market women themselves, or we are going to the hall master or the hall tutor? I don't know who we are going to actually get it. So in a way, it is possible. In a way, it is impossible. All right, thank you so much.
Honorable, you have the floor to speak.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Based on what Honorable Elvis Nkrumah said, I think the best people we can go to are the people they pay the dues to, because they are the ones who can regulate them, maybe set a percentage profit they can add to the prices they buy the stuff for. So they can find a way to regulate them since they somehow answer to them. I think that's the best thing we can do for now. Thank you.
Okay, let's hear from Honorable Nana JB first, and then we'll get back to you, Honorable Theresa.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Agatha. Okay, so my submission will be on the fact that we are much aware that the sellers in the various markets do not take their goods from the same source. So why then should we have a stable price for them? For instance, if you take those appointees, some of them do have farms that they take their raw materials from. And someone is also going all the way to the northern regions or other regions to go and get their goods. One is adding the transportation cost, the other is not adding that. So how then do we come together to tell them that we are all taking it from this source? And we should take it in mind that if our parents were supposed to be working there, we wouldn't have agreed to this for them to have a stable price. This is not a dollar rate. This is not a dollar rate. This is about prices and food prices and then other materials that we have on campus. You just decide to get your goods from who you want to get it from. Or you decide to take a car outside the school premises. That is why the entrance of the school is not locked. You can go out anytime, get what you want anytime. Thank you very much, Right Honorable.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable, I've not given you the permission to speak on the floor. Honorable Albert, I'll come back to you. Let's hear from Honorable Theresa first.
Something like this that we can attempt to fight off. But something like porridge, wache, cake, nah, it is a field fight.
So I think that to be able to have 1 second. This one? Let him come. Okay, so it looks like my time on this table has come to an end. But before Mr. Speaker takes the floor, I think that we need to know the definition of what we are debating on. So the food, do we mean actual food like porridge or do we mean provisions? I think moving forward, that will help clarify things. I think, Honorable Gates, you'd have to clarify that. But before, let's give Honorable Tando the chance to speak, and then Honorable Paul, and then...
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I really feel we have more to do than to deliberate on the food prices. Honorable AJJB has said it all. We have the power to form ad hoc committee. Ad hoc committee is supposed to deliberate on issues, okay, and do investigation on issues. So why don't we refer that one to the ad hoc committee and move on, because there's no time. We have other stuff to talk about.
All right, thank you for that submission. Honorable Paul, let's hear from you.
All right. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. A quick one. This is a quick one. Yes. I don't agree with Honorable Nanegi, because yes. Because what we are deliberating on right, you can't say that we can't do anything about it. So one way or the other we should ignore or something like that. No. Honorable Tando, I'm very, very honored by how you dressed your conversation. We can't do anything about it now, but we should leave it to the ad hoc committee. But you can't come and say that we don't know where they are taking their stores, we don't know where they are doing this, so we should neglect our job here. No. What we are doing is that we have to protect the interests of students. Some of the prices are outrageous. Seriously. Some of the prices, some of you are rich, so that's the situation. So please, what I'm trying to say is that, one, I disagree with Honorable Naneji because we have to defend our students. And then by that, we have to leave it to the ad hoc committee. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you too. So I would hand over the mantle and then we can continue from there. Yes, so let me just briefly, they are still deliberating on the food prices.
Nothing can be done. So there is no need to waste time to do something. Lots of things actually influence it. There are lots of factors. Transportation, the market structure also determines it. So,
Honorable members, order. Honorable members, sorry to come back and disrupt your process. And please, can we continue the conversation? I don't know who was on the floor, but the honorable member that was on the floor, can you take the floor?
All right, thank you very much.
Please, if you want to speak, you stand up. You don't just speak.
Mr. Speaker,
don't mind him. Please continue.
Why? I can't do my job again. Oh, all right. So, Mr. Speaker, the conversation is that it's about the pricing of food stuff, the pricing of food on campus, and then some honorable members made submissions that Honorable Nkrumah said we should get a committee that will work on it.
That's
and
fine.
Then, yes, that's a nice idea. But some honorable members are saying that the vendors are getting their foods from different sources. They are getting their cost of their raw materials.
Oh, but I think that if
Mr.
you are supposed
please,
to,
I beg you, let me finish. So they are saying that they get their raw materials from different sources. So we should just leave it and then let it slide. But the conversation here is that you have to defend the interest of the students. So if we can't do anything about it, at least let's set up a committee that will work on it. Who knows? Yes, maybe the market women, when we put Honorable Albert Ayuto on it, he can talk to their hearts and then he can, yes, so he can talk to their hearts and then they will understand because they are mothers. You understand? They are mothers. And then if we come to them and then let them understand that the prices that's going, it's outrageous. Some may accept it. Some will be like, oh, we won't accept it. But at least we've made progress. So I beg you, honorable members, let's understand that if not for anything, we can do something about it. So let's get a committee and let them get on this particular issue. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. We can proceed.
You are welcome. I think Honorable Tando wants to give points of information, but before he does, I would ask for the House's permission to let Honorable Kelvin speak right after Honorable Tando because he's the person of interest. So I think he may have a better idea. But however, if you are supposed to have a committee, even though it's parliament, we can have a committee that has some of the vendors or reps from the vendors on the committee so that it's more or less like all stakeholders hands on deck. So the committee thing still does not infringe the well-being of the sellers. They can still be there so that you have everybody, but it's still up for deliberation. Honorable Tando, you may speak, and afterwards, Honorable Gates can speak.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when you are not around, I made a summation, and I think it's clear. We have other items on board that we have to speak about. When Honorable Nkrumah was making a submission, he made a statement that we should form an ad hoc committee, okay? And the ad hoc committee is supposed to investigate, do deliberations, and bring out results. So why don't we save time by referring that issue to the ad hoc committee so we can move on with whatever we have? Because there's no time. Tomorrow is Monday, we have class.
Honorable Gates, you may speak. The Honorable Armstrong will speak, and that will be all for.
So thank you for the opportunity, right, Honorable Speaker. To cut everything short, I move a motion that an ad hoc committee should be formed and make deliberations on this to cut everything, and we'll proceed to the next item.
Please wait, the next second. Wait, I want Honorable Armstrong to talk before the second angle.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my understanding is that we want to have an act to regulate the prices of goods on campus. And Mr. Speaker, what is on this other paper says deliberation on possible food prices. If we all know that it's supposed to be Stabilization Act and the UNRC Act. Mr. Speaker, before we can even talk about acts here, Mr. Speaker, we first have to present a bill. A bill passes to become an act. There hasn't been any proposal and you're already forming committees. I don't know what you are going to talk about, Mr. Speaker, because there should be somebody to even put a bill before us, then we can deliberate on it. There hasn't been anything, and we are already forming committees to talk on what? We don't know the details of it, and we are forming committee to do what? Just to think about, is it possible? If it is not possible, why did you propose it? So we shouldn't be wasting time forming committees and all. They should come with the bill, and then we take it from there. We have no presentation of a bill, and we're already talking about an act. So I think we are wasting time about things that we don't even know about. Mr. Speaker, I think we should move on to what we can do, because this one, per how it is stated, it was dead on arrival. I didn't want to talk about it, but we are wasting a lot of time, Mr. Speaker. An act at this point is still here.
All right, thank you, Honorable Armstrong. But the conversation is possible act. The act is just there to tell you what the goal of the conversation is. It's not saying that there is an act presented. It said deliberation on possible what acts. Possible. So it's saying that should be the goal. It's not saying there is an act and it's just saying possible. So the goal is we have to get an act. We have to get a bill and pass. Yes. So that's what it means.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not interrupting, Mr. Speaker, but I think some of these things, they should be done close. I mean, we don't come here to deliberate on it. Just as we have deliberation and vote on one bill here, it means they've done all these things, they've checked the feasibility of it, and they've brought it before us to consider it. In our case, we are here to consider if it is possible or not. Whoever is sponsoring the bill should do all these checks, present it. If it is possible, we work on it. But we don't come here and discuss it as a house. Let's look at the feasibility. Is it possible? If it is not possible, don't bring it here. You have to think about it, know that it is possible. Then if it is possible, go through the right process and present the bill. You work on it, and if it is passed, it becomes an act. But you don't come here, then we seek for somebody's opinion. Then I'll say it is possible, it is not possible. At the end of the day, what are we moving here? We have to spend an hour on possible, not possible, a zoo and all that. Because, Mr. Speaker, if we have to go on. This one is saying it is possible, it is not possible. Some are even talking about people travel to the north and people buy and people are not buying. We cannot control some of this, but anyway, we can have a price level for everybody. But we've not gotten there yet.
Honorable Member, your observation, I think, is duly observed. But however, what I also think is that it is not wrong for anybody to trust in the competence of the House and believe that even before they communicate to the House, the leadership of the House, that they want to form a committee or they would want a committee to be formed for this and this and that. It is not wrong for any person to trust in the competence of the House that they would want this item to be on the order paper so that deliberations of... Because bet you me, if the person goes on, selects his people, and then form the committee, when it comes here, there will still be deliberations. There will still be, you get me? Whether we like it or not, there will be deliberation. But I don't want us to go back and forth with this. But I think since there are no legalities on it, it is still right for anybody. I'm just saying that because some persons may, in the future, want to consult the House. The only way you consult the House is when it's here. Because when you have an emergency sitting, else it will not be, the consultation will not be on record. So if they want the consultation to be on record, and then this is the steps they are taking, I don't think it's wrong for any of these things to be done. On that note, I would seek for the seconder to Honorable Kelvin's move for the ad hoc committee to be formed on the two, because I think the UNRC has also been exhausted, so the two. But for the UNRC ad hoc, anybody of interest would have to see the UNRC president, and then for the ad hoc committee on food prices stabilization, whether, I think later, as Honorable is saying, Honorable Armstrong is saying, later they will come and brief us with what the specific food definition is or what they think is food and all that. They will do all those things. But if you're of interest to join the Food Stabilization Committee, you have to see Honorable Kelvin. Honorable Kelvin, shall we have a wave? You have to see Honorable Kelvin. And if you're of interest to join the UNRC, I don't know, maybe if you are not in the UNRC, they will not allow you. But if you're of interest or if you have anything to say, you can see Honorable, can we have a wave? Thank you. So any seconder for the committee to be formed. Honorable Tando, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I, Tando Emmanuel, MP for Idiasu South, second the motion moved by Honorable Kelvin Inchi, MP for Campus. Thank you.
All right, sure. So on that note, the motion has been filed and accepted, and it's in public business records. The next thing I would want to talk about is, I think on recess, Honorable Tando drew my attention to a word that was used by another honorable and he's not happy about. And then a happy house is a house that is able to reach good consensus, and good consensus is needed for better legislative processes. So I think on the Right Honorable Agaita's submission, she used the word just logistics. And Honorable is not happy with saying just logistics because in actual legislative matters, logistics can actually be something big. People can just boycott sittings because of all that, so it's not just. And I think I bear. So Honorable Agata, I would plead with you to withdraw that. The floor is yours. Please withdraw your statement, and then we can have a peaceful house. The Marshal, please give Honorable a microphone.
Hello? Okay, yeah. So I am saying that I also admire and cherish a peaceful house. And it wasn't my intention to cause harm through my words unknowingly. So for that, I retract my phrase, just logistics. But I'd like to clarify that what I meant by just logistics is certain proceedings like placement of placards, all of those things. I did not mean anything beyond what I just described as logistics. And it did not, it wasn't like an intention to name call or anything like that. So I do apologize for the misinterpretation of my phrase, just logistics, and I retract it.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you, Honorable. So the next item on the other paper is deliberation and vote on the SONSOL bill. And please, we spent so much time. What we are going to do is that we are going to give all the comments. We are going to give all the comments without limit. Of course, there is limit, but without limit. It's not specific, but get that. All of us cannot talk. All of us cannot talk. But I'm not putting limits on how many people can talk or whatever. We give, but what I want us to know is that the end is the most important thing. That's why I'm saying that I like Honorable Armstrong. Whenever he's communicating, he's saying what should be done, not just the comments on it, like what should we do? Like, okay, so this and this and this I think is not of good standing. I think it should be this and this and that so that we make progress on it. You get me? Because, or if you think it's not, so that we can, because bills do not just come and get passed. Parliament also has a say in it, and then we reach a consensus, we pass it, and then we go. So please, I think we will start from the college caucus. This time around, the college caucus will give their submissions first. So that limits to the number of persons that will speak. The college caucus, I think the caucus head would want to speak first. Then the others can also talk. Thank you, Honorable House. The floor is yours. And please, the bill is on the page, so maybe we all may access it on the page, so that when he's talking or when somebody is giving a submission, you can know the exact thing the person is talking about.
Okay. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I think this is one of the most important reasons why you called us here for this very sitting. And it's a good thing. Yes, when I came to school 2021, 2022, academic year, I saw most of my friends or first-year students and some continuing students getting free laptop. I was a little shocked because now I didn't really know how the university system works. So I asked myself, where did this good initiative come from? And I was told it all came from the effort of our Vice Chancellor, Mrs. Rita Akusia-Dixon.
Professor.
Sorry. Yes. Professor Mrs. Rita Akusia-Dixon. Yes, I'm sorry for that, okay. This is a very good initiative. But then, Right Honorable Speaker, I have a little concern.
Yes, please.
My concern is that we have a bill in front of us, and then we know that the SRC every year contribute a certain amount, of which I don't know. And I also don't know if any honorable member is aware of the figure or the amount they always contribute. We don't have it. Since we don't have the document, any document proving that the SRC contribute this amount this year or
so
that
the
amount.
SRC, that's one of the reasons why they are wanting to pass the bill. The SRC does not have specific amounts they pass. It depends on the president's priority to the project. It's normally on donation basis that I'm donating 10,000. Maybe 10,000 can buy just one laptop. So, but it's of interest to the Executive Council that this time around there is a standard for it, because it cannot be that because if there is no standard for it, one time we will wake up and one president will come and tell us that he has donated 50% of the SRC's resources to the SONSOL, or he has donated he's just buying just one laptop for the person, you get me? So this is just to put a standard on it that it's just 3 cedis. Maybe Parliament thinks it's too much, we should make it 2 cedis. Maybe Parliament thinks it's too less, maybe you should make 10 cedis, you get? So the SRC does not have, and there is no documents, it's just like the food bank. The SRC does not have how much it contributes to food bank. So maybe one day we wake up and then one president will tell us that he thinks that all the time people are hungry, so he has donated 90% of the resources to points of information. Yes, please, Honorable Tando.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, please.
I have the hard copy for the bill, and there's nothing stated on it who sponsored the bill. And
So I think on that note, you take your seat, Honorable Albert, proceed.
Thank you.
Point of correction, Honorable Paul.
All right. Thank you very much. So you said something about some SRC president will come, one SRC president will come and use 50% of the SRC's allocation for the SONSOL project. I think that can't happen. Because that's the more reason why we have the Parliamentary Council. I'm sure as at that time, if the president decides to use 50% of the SRC allocation for SONSOL, that Parliamentary Council will rise and say that no, it's not going to help us. So I think what you said, you should rephrase or... I
think the truth of the matter is the Executive Council, I don't know how many of you have heard the phrase executive order. Is that the right word? Executive instruments. So even though the SRC does not have a policy that says that they have it, but every Executive Council has the right to use the executive instruments. So you can be there one day and Kelvin Sarr did not come to Parliament to say that he wants to go on demonstration. He just stood up and said that no, the students will go on demonstration. You get me? So in as much, and that's why it's important, that's why I'm saying that it's important to make sure that the Speaker does not have interest, so that the House does not become a deadlock, because if we don't make legislation, there's a lot of room for a lot of things to happen. The more legislation we make, the more we make things upright. The less we do, the more space in the room for people to just do whatever they think they should do as president. Imagine if this whole vetting thing, there is no constitution or there is no legislation about it. You get me? Yeah, so that's even though it's not realistic, 50%, who will bear with you? Yes. So Honorable Albert, please, you've stood for long. Sorry about that.
Don't worry, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, whatever we are about saying here or we are deliberating on here is not to downplay the effort made by our predecessors and those who normally contribute to make sure that this SONSOL project is always in progress, okay? But the reason is that I know perfectly well that this current administration, Nana Francis-led administration, okay, is also interested in making sure that they also contribute something to support the project. Okay, if every year a president contributes something, why not now that if you want us to have a fixed amount, you come to us and let us know that I want to contribute this amount to the project. And we parliamentarians will come out and say it is good or it is not good. But I'm seeing an amount of 3 cedis of which you were stating that, which was stated that is either we tax students of it or we take that from the SRC dues. So, Mr. Speaker, it is very important we take a critical look at this. The students already burdened when you check the amount we pay every year. When I came first year, I knew the amount I paid. And going forward, I am seeing a lot of changes. How do we know? Even next year, changes will be made because management will think that they need more money to run the school. And then they may be forced to bail us again. Then if we come and sit here, the issues or the problems we can control or the things we can control, we also allow them to happen, then I think we are not doing ourselves good and then the constituency we are representing good. So, Right Honorable Speaker, I think we should take a critical look at this. If the president wants to sponsor or do something or also contribute, the House, I'm sure everybody will come to agreement and will do so. But bailing students again, I am not sure any of us will agree to that. I don't know. I'm sure any of the honorable members here also have more to say. But for me, I will say that if the SRC president will want to contribute, we will support. Not that we want to bail students. No, that one I am not sure. Thank you so much, and we are grateful to our mother, Professor, the Vice Chancellor, Rita Akosia-Dixon. Thank you so much.
All right, so Honorable Elvis will have to talk, but let me just say this. So what he's saying is, I think what you said is that you think that it should be taken because he, of course, has to contribute, but what he is trying to do is that he's saying that now there should be a standard. There should be how much per constitution it should be given so that the SRC, somebody do not wake up one day and say that, or people, it just goes up and down because for all you know, somebody may be wanting some favor and will come and say that, for me, I want to donate this just to get that favor or something, you get me? So what he's saying is, but Parliament has the power to decide whether it should be taken or it should be introduced. And I think, per what you're saying that it should be taken, we should not add to the school fees. Yes, Honorable Elvis, please, your information. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. I think what Honorable Albert was saying is very important in the sense that the bill we have before us is a generational bill. This is not a one-time bill. This is not a one-year bill. This is a generational bill. And then if you look at it critically, it says that it is either the 3 Ghana cedis would be added to the school fees of students or it would be taken from the SRC dues.
At Parliament's decision.
Okay, sure. Thank you for the correction. And so, I think during the long vacation, there was this communique, or we saw this flyer from the Directorate of Student Affairs or something. And then it was telling us that we are supposed to pay 50% of our school fees even before we do our course registration. If not, you would be deferred. With that, and respectfully, our SRC president made a very nice video telling us that he was going to work on it. Till now, we've heard nothing out of it. And then we are coming to add additional 3 Ghana cedis to their school fees? No. Also, the 3 Ghana cedis shouldn't be at the expense of subsequent SRC administrations. Because I understand that this particular policy was a flagship policy of our SRC president. Honorable, should I use Honorable? His Excellency Nana Francis. What if a different SRC president comes and he also has a flagship policy? So should it be that the 3 Ghana cedis would be taken by all means? And again, if past SRC presidents were making such things, I am sure this particular SRC president would have come to meet just a city. All right, and so in as much as our SRC president wants to leave a hallmark, in as much as he wants to increase the number of people who are going to benefit from the laptops, he can increase the number himself. He can let us know, oh, my administration, over the years, let's say, only 20 people were benefiting from the SRC. And because of that, for me, I want 100 people to benefit. So with the 100 people, I am taking this particular amount of money. He explains to me the parliamentarians, and then we are going to understand. And then he uses that particular amount. But for us to have a bill before us, which says every year, every academic year, an SRC president would have to take 3 Ghana cedis from either the school fees or the SRC dues, I think it would be at the expense of either our students or the expense of subsequent administrations. Also, I would like to say everything all in one. Yes, also, if you look at the bill, there were a lot of mistakes in the bill. The bill before us, there were a lot of mistakes in the bill. All right. If you look at the punctuations, the spelling mistakes and all that. All right. And also, if you look at the figure in the bill, I think the figure has 3 in front, and then it has 5 zeros behind it. Under normal circumstance, it is either you are a businessman or you are a business student. You should know that the comma had to come after 300, 000. But if you look inside the bill, maybe people have not really taken a critical look at it. If you look inside the bill, you might think it is 30,000 Ghana cedis. But in real life, it is 300,000 Ghana cedis. What the quantity is 3 billion. All right. And so I think in as much as he wants to increase the number of people, this wouldn't really leave a legacy. All right. Because if you read down the line too, it says that if the SONSOL project is terminated, I think if I am being wrong, you can correct me. If the SONSOL project is being terminated, that means this particular thing we want to pass, or this particular bill we want to pass, would also be terminated. So how assured are we that this bill we have before us is going to take a longer period of time? It looks like, I know it is our Vice Chancellor, Professor Mrs. Rita Akusia-Dixon, who initiated this particular SONSOL project, all right? A different Vice Chancellor may come and decide not to continue. So if it happens, that means, sorry to say, did we waste our time on this? And so if the SRC president wants to increase the number of people, it is fine. The number of people can be increased, and then we are going to accept it as parliamentarians, because some of us even benefited from SONSOL in first year. All right, and so I think that is my humble submission. Thank you so much.
All right, sure. Honorable Paul, before you speak, I would want to say a few things. I think what he's saying is true, but the reality is that it was His Excellency David Asante in 2007 who introduced the SRC welfare dues, and until date we still pay. I can go on and give you presidents after presidents who brought KBN, who brought what, and we are still doing. And then Parliament has the power to, at any point, as we are sitting here, we can say that we want to review KBN. So first, it was the SRC Parliament that approved it. We have the right to say that we want to review it. So I believe that at any point, if it is not of interest to the people of KNUST, Parliament will do what is right, call the thing to order, and then, please, Paul will speak first. Paul also did the information. This is also very critical. Paul, you have the floor.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Before I bring my information, I want all of us to understand that Mr. Speaker wants to do it like this. So after the college, it goes to this side and comes to this side.
Please, I don't want to do it like that.
I'm not done. Please.
I don't want to do it like this. Please, I don't want to do it like that.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So what I'm saying is that...
Please let him talk. He has the floor. I don't know how what he's saying will prevent you from saying what you're saying.
All right. So last year, the 15th Parliament, there is a case that happened about the Vodafone bill. where students were ranting on Twitter that, oh, parliamentarians, they didn't understand the bill. So what I'm saying is that we should use the SRC parliamentary Twitter handle to explain this bill for them to understand that we don't have any intentions that we don't want the SRC president to buy laptops for them. No.
But we've not even made resolution on it. So I think what has to be done is that when we make resolution on it, then we can explain whether we accept it or not. So we cannot go.
What I'm trying to say is that, Mr. Speaker, I want us to explain the bill on the Twitter page after this sitting. It's a very critical.
After this sitting, the bill would go through reconciliation again, or am I wrong?
No,
so until we have a bill, and then maybe after we have a final bill, we know that we are about to take a vote on it. Then we explain it to them. Then we take the vote so that they know that, oh, this is what the bill says and this is what Parliament's decision is. But right now, because right now the bill, the document you have is taking all of your. I don't know if you realize that the bill is very open. It's taking all of your consideration. Then it goes through another reform. Then it gets presented again. Then Parliament accepts that.
Yes.
Then we can come and explain the bill to them. Then Parliament will come and take its decision. You get me?
Mr. Speaker, that was the same thinking that the 15th Parliamentary Council, the Speaker, had. But that wasn't the case. What I'm saying is that...
Oh, of course, if I breach anything I'm saying to you, I'm always here. You can hold me responsible.
No. What I'm saying is that... Mr. Speaker, please, let me land. What I'm trying to say is that this is simple. Let's just explain the bill to them after everything, every process. Then we explain to them.
That is fine.
I am on the media right now.
That is fine.
And then they are posting, they've started posting that the president wants to buy laptops for us and this, that. So please, right after this sitting or right after every procedure has been exhausted, we have to explain this bill, even if it should be in a video form. Because Honorable Chelsea has started something big in College of Science and Honorable New One. Yes, so I think, Mr. Speaker, you can do it in a video form, explain the bill for the student populace to understand. Because right now, we don't have most of them on our social media page or something. So after this sitting, Mr. Speaker, I would urge that you do a video, or maybe we text about it, explain the bill for our students to understand that this is what the bill is talking about.
Yes,
and if we should reject it, this was the reason. Thank you very much, Mr.
Yes,
Speaker.
please. So that is fine. Point of correction from Gates, then Honorable JB. Honorable JB, actually, Gates rose. He rose before. This is correction about something that has just been said.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity given to me. There is a whole lot of complications with this bill, but I think we are forfeiting the right channel of addressing our issues. Whenever a bill is being brought to the House, it is rather sent to an appropriate committee, and the committee will bring out their findings and reports. After that, we debate on it before we think of even voting on it and passing it. So I don't know why we are all debating on it. This has done this, this has done this.
It's of standard that we refer it to the welfare committee.
Appropriate committee. That's the academic
Honorable
committee
JB.
for them to bring out.
Now you can see what you want to see. Yes, please, Honorable. Yes, please.
Someone rose on the point of information, and that person is not giving an information, but rather giving a submission. That is my problem. Because if you rise up on the point of information, then you should conform to what someone was saying already, but not to give another submission. We are in a house of learning, so we all should keep learning in this house.
Honorable Armstrong, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think what I want to say is in relation to what
Honorable was.
Honorable
I figured.
Mr. Speaker, I think we have stages of passing a bill. Then today is just the introduction of the bill. Today we are not even supposed to make comments on the bill. This is a new bill. There are mistakes, and it is obvious people are pointing the mistakes out. So we are not supposed to talk about the bill today. The only thing we can do today is that a bill has been introduced to the House, and now we know that there's been a bill before the House. Now we can refer the bill, give the bill to a committee to work on it. They will come back with their recommendations. Then, even that, we will still not debate the bill until the third reading. That is when we can debate the bill. And today is just the introduction of the bill, Mr. Speaker, and we are pointing out all the flaws in the bill. We can give the bill to the committee, let them work on it, do all the corrections. We come back again, go through it. Then, Mr. Speaker, we can go through the process. We shouldn't sacrifice competence and due diligence on the altar of expedition. Mr. Speaker, we are in a rush. Let's take it one at a time. I think we'll help ourselves if you do that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Armstrong. Still my favorite. Honorable Pascal, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. So I want to give my submission on the suggestion of Honorable Paul that we should publish or rather enlighten every student about this bill. I think the bill is still in its very extreme initial stages. And I should say that it's still a draft because I still believe there will be changes with the various mistakes that were discovered, ranging from vocabulary or let me say spelling mistakes to maybe let me say figure mistakes that were in the bill. And also, there are some parts of the bill that are not right in our, or maybe let me say in my personal analysis, in that there should be some certain inclusion and exclusion of some clauses. Therefore, publishing a bill that has not yet reached the stage where every parliamentarian is, let me say, satisfied with, it will just expose how disorganized or unprofessional the writers of the bill, as well as the parliamentarians are. And I also want to urge my fellow honorable members that at this stage, we should not be rushing to debate the bill, but we should be looking at what is the right procedure to pass the bill. Because if you look at the bill in its nature, like my brother and Honorable Elvis had said, it's a generational bill. It's not even a bill that is just affecting us, but also those to come. Even though we are called under emergency thing, the bill in its nature is not an emergency bill. It's a bill that requires plenty time to be analyzed so that when we make decisions, we are certain that if tomorrow we are called to be questioned, we can rightly and proudly stand to defend it. But as it stands for now, I don't think it even qualifies to be debated on. Thank you.
Any further points of correction? The point of correction in relation to what he said?
Yes, please. All right. So I want to make it clear to honorable members that what I said, most of you are taking it differently. What I said was that after every procedure has been exhausted, we have to explain it to the students' populace. That's what I said.
Why are you rushing?
Honorable Gates, please. Yes, I know it's for me.
The House, order.
Oh,
please, honorable members, it is for these reasons why. Actually, the microphones have numbers, and then we are still live, so we'll trace it with the people, and we'll know who did that, and the person will refer to the Privileges Committee. So the Privileges Committee will deal with that, Honorable Paul. I'm here to.
No, I'm offended, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, I know you are. So the person in the next sitting would have to apologize.
Honorable Gates is my friend. Why should you?
Please, Honorable Paul. We don't even have Honorable Gates here, unless he has accepted that you call him Honorable Gates. Who is Honorable Gates?
I'm not called Gates. Honorable Kelvin Entry. I'm not called Gates. Member of Parliament. Please, so what I was saying, Mr. Speaker, was that after all procedures has been exhausted, Mr. Speaker sits in his office we do a video, and then we post for us to inform our students that this was the bill, and then if we accepted this is the reason why we accepted it. If we didn't accept it, this is the reason.
So I think that can even be a standard for whatever we do here. After we pass every bill or something, we can have some form of project that explains why we did what we did, so that, or what the actuals of it and why we did what we did. Yeah.
So, Mr. Speaker, you side with me?
I side with you.
Thank you very much.
And I side with him too. Honorable Tando, you may have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With regards to what Honorable said, for a bill to be passed, there needs to be steps.
I think we've agreed on the processes, and we are going to adhere with that. We are going to adhere with that, honestly.
No, let me land.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So I feel we should stop debating.
We've actually stopped. That's why I told you.
So
we all agree with that.
Relax. Let me land. Relax. Let me land.
We have actually stopped.
Mr. Speaker, I would like
the House.
Why? Mr. Speaker, please, can I?
Please. Honorable Tando is on the floor. Order.
So I'd like a motion to be moved.
That was actually my next step, though.
I would like a motion to be moved.
What I mean is that I want you to move it. That's what I'm saying. That was actually my next step, though. So you actually move it, and somebody seconds it.
Okay, so Kelvin will move it. I'll second.
It's not the same thing. However, it's fine. Honorable Gates, move it. For Rocco's sake, they know how they want it to appear on Rocco, so it's still fine. Honorable President, is what I come to say in relation to the bill? So wait for AOCB. Wait for AOCB. Yes, please. Thank you so much. Honorable Kelvin, the floor is yours.
I'm grateful for the opportunity, Mr. Speaker. I, Honorable Kelvin Osenchi, from the prestigious campus constituency, hereby move that the SONSOL bill should be sent to academic committee for review and report. Thank you.
For the right committees? To the right committee or committees?
Okay, to the right committees for proper scrutinization and report.
Thank you. Any seconder? Honorable Tano. He just paraphrased what he said. So on records, all we go is the necessary. The right committees. Yes, so he just said the right committees. So please let the seconding go on.
That's why I'm moving the motion.
Honorable President, it's not just you who has submissions to make. Everybody here knows that, and people would want to say it. For efficiency's sake, let's Honorable Tano remove that thing, then you go. No, I would LCB, the house. You don't always presume that you are the only person with what you have in mind. You get me? Unless you've been called, then you have the opportunity to say whatever you have to say. Because I have in mind that I will tell you to forward your recommendations to the necessary committees. So now that you're also saying this, you're just letting people are tired. People are sitting here and they are tired. You're just prolonging our stay here. You get me? So let's let the person second the thing. We move to the other things. What ALCB, you can still say what you're saying. So please take your seat. Take your seat. Thank you. Honorable Tano, please second.
Mr.
Yes.
Are you correcting the
Correction.
Are you correcting the motion?
Mr. Speaker,
Are you correcting the motion?
Correction.
Are you correcting the motion?
Correction, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker,
No, what she said will not be recorded.
Yes.
What she said is not recorded, so we can't correct it. It's not right.
I think, Honorable Emmanuel, there is a notion that we are different from the SRC. No. The Parliamentary Council is part of the SRC. Yes, so we have to understand that because Honorable Prisla said that the SRC should know better. We are part of the SRC.
We are actually an arm of the SRC.
Yes, we are part.
And the third...
No. We are part of the SRC. We are part of...
So you should say...
We are part of the SRC.
The House, Honorable Paul, please take your chair. Honorable Tando, please second, then let's go.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I, Honorable Tando, Ideas South MP, kindly second the motion moved by Honorable Kelvin Enki. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You're welcome. The motion has been duly accepted and added to public business to be adhered to. The item 8 states that any other credible business. This is where I think this part, after all you've said, but however, when it comes to your submissions, I think it is right that we keep our emotions down. We keep our emotions down and say what we want to say. If it's something somebody did not like, if it's something I did you did not like, if it's something that has been done, you think it's just, you keep your temper down, you register it, and then it goes. I think that's part of the reason why everybody likes Kojo upon Kroma. Less emotions, so much diligence. We do what we want to do. On this note, I'll call Honorable George first. There is no. Honorable George, please, the microphone. It's not working. Honorable George is supposed to talk, so please pass it to him. Or you can stand if you want to stand. I will surely call you, but you can sit too if you want to sit. I will call you too.
Yeah, thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
You're welcome.
So I would like to draw your attention to an important issue. So during the vacation, the SRC Vice President reached out to some members of the college caucus, particularly the college presidents, concerning the supplementary exams.
Yes, please.
And he proposed that he had identified courses that recorded lots of truths. So he emphasized the need for us to get tutors on board for such courses.
Yes, please.
And then he told us that he'll give an amount as motivation to the tutors.
Yes, please.
So I'd like the academic committee to follow up on the money for us.
Yes, please.
Whether it will come or not.
Your people want their money. The tutors want their money.
Yes.
Yes,
so if it will come or not, so that if it will not come, we can include it in our budgets.
Yes, please. Yes, please. That's fair. Please, Honorable Albert, let Honorable Esnam talk.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
You're welcome.
I would like to state that most of us are first comers to the House.
Yes, please.
Now, I would like to direct your attentions to the order paper.
Yes, please.
Item 7 says, deliberation and vote on the SONSOL bill. Even though it is our responsibility as parliamentarians to follow proceedings and understand how it works, the order paper is a little misleading because most of us were prepared to deliberate, even not knowing that it had to go to an appropriate committee before it comes here for us to deliberate. So if you follow the proceedings, you realize that a lot of my fellow honorable members were armed to the teeth about this bill. So I would just like to make a suggestion that next time, you in your wisdom, and then the House, when we are making preparations for the order paper.
We do stick to protocol.
Oh, I'm S. Number Kisu Adams.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. I was just trying to continue what you were saying.
Okay.
That we do stick to protocol.
Yes, please.
We will do that.
Just inform us so that we don't have all this happening at once.
Please.
Thank you.
But I think the comment I will make on that is that I think Honorable Kelvin does that lots of the times. Honorable Paul also does that. Probably the other paper was presented some time ago. There were mistakes in it. And I think Honorable Armstrong does that a lot of the times, right? There are mistakes in anything presented on the page. You just let us know, because we too, we are people. Sometimes I just have on my mind that, oh, we have to do this. And then we all have read the standard on this. So sometimes it skips you, because there is no smarter mind than a pen and a paper. So you think that, oh, I know what's supposed to be done. So sometimes I'm begging that in further times, when you see the mistake, don't even let us come to sitting, because when we come, you just let us know and then. Honorable.
No, please, I want to state on record, make it very clear that I am not, as we have said numerous times, we are all learning. So I am not throwing it at you, but then I just want it to be noted so that next time, maybe
yes,
my
please.
choice of words
yes.
may not be appropriate,
yes,
but
please.
just drawing your attention
yes,
to the facts.
Yes, please. You may talk. I think I'm tempted to believe that Honorable Paul just wants to talk. That's why he's using points. You may talk. Whatever everybody wants to say is information. Is it not?
Mr. Speaker, I think the last time we went to Dosa invited the college caucus.
You spoke about the school fees?
No, not the school fees. The school fees, I think my gentleman here will talk. Honorable member here will talk about it. Yes, the last time we went, I think during the vacation, as Honorable George rightly said, we were called that we should present some names on some of the courses that we think students failed woefully, that we will present some names for some TAs and then some reps to take them through that process for a smooth supplementary examination. So we did that, and then the Vice President requested for some names, of which we sent. We didn't hear anything again. So when we went to Dosa per their invitation. I brought that thing up that we were called and then we went through all the process, but we have still not received anything, or we have still not heard anything from them. And they told us that the Vice President has actually presented a certain document to them, of which they know it is that for that purpose, but then he has not made any follow-up. So please, today we are here. Yes, so today we are here. Directorate of Student Affairs is requesting, or they are requesting for
follow-ups.
Yes, for follow-ups. So please, they should kindly do that for us, because some of us, we had to pay for the TAs while they were sleeping in the halls, and then the SRC, myself, I have to pay for my own accommodation, and those who came to support during the supplementary. So please, let kindly do that, even their food and everything.
Yes,
so please, we need that money. Thank you.
Yes, please. Honorable Tando from the... They have not spoken. They have not spoken. The caucus have not spoken.
Point of information.
Honorable Tando, you have the floor. Honorable Tando, you have the floor.
Okay. So, with regards to what Gates said, okay, and with regards to what the other paper is saying, with regards to what Honorable Kelvin said, and with regards to what the other paper is saying, he is just trying to state that what is on the other paper should be in a correct form by starting a stage. Like we have stages of passing a bill. Do you get me? So that's what he is talking about. So
we get you. Is it in relation to what he's saying? Is it in relation to what he's saying?
No. Relax.
Honorable
okay, let me learn.
Honorable Tando, I think...
with what he said, he's not wrong. Okay? With what he said, he's not wrong.
Point of correction, Mr. Speaker.
Yes,
right.
please.
So, what...
Honorable Paul has the floor. Honorable Paul has the floor. Honorable Gifty. Please, let Honorable Paul have the floor.
So, before I make my submission, please, Marshal, please talk to Honorable Naneji. The distractions is too much. I mean, we are here to work. Let's not be distracted. So what we are saying is that we have a lot of work to do. Myself and other hall presidents, we have a lot of work to do. So if, as a member of parliament, you see any mistake on an order paper, just say it in the group so that we don't come here. You understand? So you shouldn't wait for us to come and sit here, because most of us, we don't know. What I'm saying that most of us, we don't know.
Even if you know, it can skip you.
No, it's never true. I mean, the way Honorable Kelvin addressed the case, it means that he knew, but he was waiting for us to come and see.
Even if he knows, he can skip him.
Secondly,
no, you cannot tell what's actually on his mind.
Secondly, Mr. Speaker. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I think our able clerk should be meticulous about these things. Please, you've been working with the SRC for 1 year now, so you must know almost all of these things. A bill should go to this, that. Like, Madam Clerk, you are supposed to be teaching us some stuff. But if you make this mistake, and then Honorable Member, Honorable Gates, you've also been here for 1 year, you know that is not right, and then you make us come and sit here, and then at the latter part,
Honorable Paul, I think you've registered your concern. You may have your seat.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Please talk. Honorable
Out of the Business Committee.
Honorable Paul, you may have your seat. Honorable Anthony is actually talking.
Thank you, Right Honorable
Honorable Albert, please.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. In Chapter 6 of the Student's Guide and Code of Conduct, it explicates the rules of the University Library. And one thing I want to reveal is dissemination of scholarship opportunity, of which we, the academic committee,
Madam Clerk, please take
we don't know anything about that. And also, the student populace are not cognizant of that. So we need a better scrutinization and a proper way to gazette this so that all the students on campus will know how to apply for this. Or if there are students who are benefiting from it, of which we don't know, we need a document to support that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is duly noted, and we will work on it. We will communicate to you. Honorable Obari, please, you talk, but there is a point of information. So L will talk, Tando talks because it's also a point of correction. Then Honorable Obari talks, Honorable JB talks in that order before the others. Honorable L, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. This is based on what Honorable Paul Edukoku said.
No, please, then let's not discuss it. That brings so much drag. Please, let's not discuss it. I'm begging you.
I'm just saying that correct me if I'm wrong, but I think before commencement of public business, I think we should correct and adopt the order paper before we even do everything.
Yeah, that's true.
We didn't correct and adopt it. So if we had done that, we wouldn't have brought all this.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Yes, please. We'll take those things into note. Honorable Tando, you said correction. Is it in line with what you were saying? No, then we'll not discuss it. Because you also have something to say. So I beg. Honorable Paris should speak. Honorable Paris, please, the UNRC president is talking. Have some respect for him.
Mr. Speaker, I think...
Honorable Gifty, how many times should I tell you to respect people when they are talking? Please, please. The UNRC president.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Paul is trying to intimidate my honorable members.
Please.
Which is very, very bad.
Honorable Operator,
also, that's not all my submission, Mr. Speaker. But I think in this house, we all know that the non-residential is the best caucus in this house. And today, the whole caucus are trying to intimidate us, which is very, very bad. The moment we make submission, they'll just stand at us and be making noise. We don't do that. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much.
All right, sure.
I'm coming back to the main reason why I'm giving the platform.
Yes, please.
Please, there's a steady room at when you are going to Ayeduase Gate, a mango tree with a bush canteen there, very close to CCB auditorium.
Okay, I've realized.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, it has come to my notice that since reopening school, the study room has not been opened, and frankly speaking, since it's very close to Ayeduase Gate, so the noble students at off-campus, that's where most of us get access to study in the evening. And since the place is closed up, when we reopen to school, students are finding it difficult or have access to the place. So I would like to make it clear that we work on that so that students will get access to the place.
Yes, please. That has been
Thank
captured.
you very much.
Madam Clerk, have you captured that? Madam Deputy, Madam Clerk. Honorable JB speaks. Honorable Presla speaks. Honorable Elvis, no. Honorable, not yet, please. Honorable JB, Honorable Presla, Honorable Hackman, Honorable Teresa, Honorable Agatha. Then we'll go on. There will be an order. No. Those that are in that order, you speak, but not now. So, Honorable JB, the floor is yours. You're welcome.
So, Mr. Speaker, for all we know, we are much aware that we did not enter this chamber by individual personalities or with individual interests.
Very true.
However, we entered here on the ticket of particular specific individuals in our campuses. Speaking specifically for the people of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Mr. Speaker, if for nothing at all, I am here to put the interest of over 35,000 students in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences.
More than 20% of the student population.
Exactly. And there are equally important personalities in our college, being the biggest in West Africa. Mr. Speaker, we are all aware of this school fees brouhaha that we had way back vacation and then currently in our school premises. Today happens to be 26th of January. We having just about 5 days to end the deadline of the payment of school fees for the 50% payment. Mr. Speaker, we've had a series of meetings with DOSA, our provost, and even the executives themselves, and most especially the college caucus. But there is this Akan adage, and I quote that, "Baby, I hear otumfono, and one of born a kessie." Mr. Speaker, people are crying out for the extension of the payment of school fees. Just this week on Friday, we are ending the payment deadline. And then are we much aware that there are students that are going to throw just because of not paying this school fees, or they are going to be deferred? And that is going to add another burden to themselves. Already there are existing scholarship schemes on campus that we know. But not everyone would be able to access that specific scholarship scheme. So, Mr. Speaker, we will plead with you that you being our referee, you being our leader, kindly channel this information again to our mother, Professor Maria. We know very much that she loves us and cares for us. And whenever this information is put before her, she will go in consultation with the Vice Chancellor, Professor Mrs. Rita Kusia-Dixon, and everything will come to a successful end. And we are going to allow our students to have a free and sound mind to study on the campus of KNUST. Mr. Speaker, to conclude with whatever I have here, I would also urge all of us that we should not just stay aloof on social media, writing a whole lot of write-ups in the interest of supporting a particular administration or a particular person. However, let us come together. As I started my agenda, Mr. Speaker, you knew very well that I was going with the mantra, the collective agenda. And if we want this particular house to move forward and have successful administration, we all need to join our forces together and work towards the interests of each and every individual on this campus. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, Honorable Presla, you speak. Notice. So you want to emphasize on the part distracted. Should I refer you to the Privileges Committee that I'm not distracted? You can relatively call it whatever you are calling it. But mind you me, what I'm doing is I'm giving room for every person's opinion to be heard. You think it is easy sitting here and trying to make sure that everybody's... Can I also finish with what I'm saying? Everybody's plea is heard. You think it is easy? You would want to sit here and try that? You would want to refer me to... How did he stand up? How did he? Why did I ask him to stand up? How? What, by what indication? So how do I stop him if I have something on the floor and he's raising points of information? I cannot stop him. That is what something has been said, somebody has an information to say about it. Regardless of what has to be discussed, we have to hear the information because it is about what has just been said. So how do I stop him? And how do you call that distraction? How do you call that distraction? Retract what you just said. Retract to the house that I do not get easily distracted. I will let you say whatever I want you to say, but I want you to say. Okay, sure. Thank you. Now say what you want to say. Do you know that to speak in the house, you speak when you catch the speaker's eye? Are you my eye? Are you my eye? You see, honestly, I can, by what you said initially, even though you've retracted, at this point, I can say that I want to ensure efficiency. I will just let you sit down and we move on. Because you said I'm easily distracted, right? So I don't want to be easily distracted. You are talking so much, at the end of the day, so you just sit down and somebody else, because there are a lot of people that want to speak. And you may say I'm not fair. That's why I was trying to let you know that. Yes, but you have just given me an incident or an instance to explain to you better that I'm not easily distracted, but I just want to accommodate so that we can facilitate better thoughts and then have a productive house. So say what you want to say. Other persons also want to talk. Honorable Elvis wants to talk. Honorable Hackman wants to talk. So please, even your caucus, you have about two more people that want to talk. You are still speaking.
I actually retracted my statement that you are not easily distracted. I would like you to make sure and do well, being kind, to also make sure that the college caucus...
So you think I've not learned that lesson? Please sit down. Honorable, who was supposed to speak? Please sit down. Thank you. Please, who was supposed to speak?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable, please, you are not supposed to speak. You are not supposed. Even your partner in, forgive me, crime is telling you it's not you. Please sit. Please sit. Honorable Hackman, please talk.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity. As rightly said by Honorable Nana JJP, that we are here to represent our students. I'm also here to bring out a plea to you to be put on record. Well, it's about the cottage shuttle system.
Yes, please.
Yes, for a while now, let's say some years back, there was no such initiative. It took the frantic efforts of our leaders, let's say our members of parliament, to bring this into fruition. Now that is there, even though it's working, but it's not. Even though it's working, it's not going far to cater for the needs of most students who are in Koti Engineers. And so I plead that whenever you get the opportunity to meet the pinnacle of the leadership of
I think we should actually create an opportunity. Yes. We should actually create an opportunity to do that. That's fair.
So that's my request. Thank you very much.
Madam Clerk, please put it in.
And also, me being the caucus head, I think it's too early, caucus head for non-residential, I think it's too early to wade our caucuses into this conversation of who has the best house, what is the best caucus. It's not really necessary. The best caucus is measured by impact and not by just mere words. And I believe we should work things out. No, I have never made such a
Please, the banter.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much.
All right, sure. Yeah. Who was supposed to speak after him? Honorable Teresa.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Please, Honorable JB, point of order. Okay. Yes, please.
When you check the fourth, order number 35. So it states that no member shall interrupt any other member except by rising to the point of order. That is, where an order has been or is likely to be breached, or a point of correction or point of clarification. Mr. Speaker, this is why I am interested in. Whereupon the member speaking shall resume his seat, and the interrupting member shall simply direct the speaker's attention accordingly. Mr. Speaker, this order is trying to teach us that whenever an individual rises to argue on the platform, whoever is standing should sit so that that person can be heard loudly.
Yeah, and you can also be talking when somebody is talking. No, you can only talk when you raise, so don't pass comments.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Honorable Teresa. Yes, please. Please, who was supposed to speak after Honorable Teresa? I think Honorable will speak and Honorable will speak. But before you do, I think I will give you the opportunity to move for extension so that the four of you will finish your conversation, because Agatha also wants to speak. The four of you will finish, and then we'll do announcement and closing prayer. Okay, so you, Honorable Sinam, Honorable Bond, and then Honorable Elvis, and then we talk about announcements. We talk about announcements, we adjourn, we go, we pray, and then we go, please.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker of the 16th Parliamentary Council. I would like to draw our attention to, currently it is really unconfirmed, okay? The university has not made any publication on this information that I am relaying. However, we've received some information from very credible sources that this academic year, there's the possibility or there's the hint of the university running 3 academic semesters, which means that there wouldn't be room for supplementary exams. There were 2 people from College of Science who approached me last November when they were to write the supplementary exams. They felt very ill, and so they were unable to write the exams. I'm just considering these students. They are not going to get a second chance to write the exams. And here is the case, they are in final year. Does it mean their graduation is going to be postponed to next year during special congregation? I think it's something that the university needs to take a critical look at. And it has become very timely for me to say it at this point because now there's no official publication of that information. And so this is the time that they can really make some input into it when decision is being taken. And so I would really wish that the university could consider. I don't think that CSUNs, speaking for 15,000 students and over, I don't think they have a problem really with 3 semesters being run.
because we all know how the COVID had an impact on the academic calendar. But room should be made for supplementary exams. That is the point I want to get across. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Which honorable is supposed to speak after him?
And Mr. Chairman, Mr. Speaker, I would like the academic committee, which I am a member of, to follow up with this.
Of course, of course. Honorable Esnam, then Honorable Bond, then Honorable Elvis, then.
Mr. Speaker, it's in relation to the proposal Honorable JB made about the extension of deadline for the school fees payment. I'm sure every honorable member here, in one way or the other, has been told, has been cried to about how detrimental this policy is to the student populace. I think we are not seeing the gravity of it because we know as a school runs three systems, that's the regular, the fee paid, and the parallel. Now, for a student paying about 7,000 cedis, who isn't used to the system of paying 50% in a specific timeline, being told all of a sudden that the person is supposed to get half of 50,000 cedis to register courses, I think that's a little bit too much. So even if it's not an extension, I just want to propose that if we could find a way to communicate to our mother that we reduce the percentage from 50 to 30 or something to show that, okay, the student is committed to paying his or her dues to the school, then I think it's going to work in the favor of both management and our student body, because then management gets the money they need to continue their work, and our students get the leniency they need. Mr. Speaker, this is also a note to you. Initially when I spoke, I pleaded with you that some of us are new to the parliament, you see. So I beg your pardon. When we step on your toes, leniency, it's about your interactions with Honorable President. I am not saying that you didn't speak in your capacity, but then I'm saying leniency, Mr. Speaker, leniency. Thank you.
Thank you.
The Speaker, I think I'm Caesar.
Please, you have 30 seconds. Honorable Elvis, please, when you stand to speak, you have just 30 seconds.
Mine is about the scholarship opportunities. I think when this whole issue about the school fees came out and we started talking about it, I think Auntie Tio made a comment like the scholarship opportunities on campus are what they are expecting us to be able to use to supplement that issue. But then we just had our interviews last week for the the KBN and the bursary, and now the deadline, like we are saying, is 31st, which is just this Friday. I don't know how we'll be able to use the shortlisted applicants, the qualified applicants for the KBN and bursary. I don't know how we are going to be able to use that money to support them, because now the deadline is almost here, and I don't know how we'll be able to use that amount to support them. And I've also made some observations. I've realized that there are some opportunities on campus that they don't share to our students.
The 30 minutes is over, but I just want you to know, so please.
This last week that we went for a meeting, that I realized that there are some opportunities for accommodation for students. Some students
we actually, not to cut you short, but we actually cannot share those information because when it comes out, those that are not even of need would take advantage. So if you are truly of need, you would go, I don't know if you've really been of need before, but you do something that are not, so you go in search of it. You talk to the whole president, you talk to the college president, you talk to somebody who knows and will tell you. That's why we don't share those things, because it's very limited. It's for the few that really do need it. Yeah. Yes, please. All right. Honorable, it's nice that you are the last person to talk, but please be reminded that you have just 30 seconds. So we put announcements across, we move for adjournments, and then we pray and close. Your 30 seconds have started.
All right, thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. I think my first point has got to do with the whole Wi-Fi's. I think it is only Kunti which has its Wi-Fi working. That's right.
I think the campus MP has even made that registration to me.
Okay, sure. So Independence, it is not working at all. So my first years have started making complaints. Mr. President, you see, some of them, they will come to your room and then you see...
How did they come to do in your room?
The boys at annex, they will come to your room and be like,
Yeah,
Mr. President, the Wi-Fi is not
That's
working.
true. That's true.
For the girls, they meet me at the entrance.
Yeah,
and
that's
they tell
true.
me
That's
about
true.
it. Yes, of course, yes.
All right.
And also,
Paul.
for all I know, local NUST is supposed to help the various halls with first aid boxes. As we speak, we've not received them. I don't know, maybe they are still in the process of providing such stuff, and so if they can be alerted so that they can work on that as early as possible for us. Yes, please. Thank you.
Paul.
All right, Mr.
Paul, just mention the item. You will be captured. What is the item, please?
All right, so I'm about to touch on the security in the halls.
Yes, please.
I mean, we are in the age where everything is advancing.
Yes, please.
And then we know the structures of the halls were built about 50 or 60 years ago. So we would plead that we the house comes
Together and find a solution.
Yes, and help us fight for CCTV cameras.
CCTV cameras.
Was
Madam
Ministry
Clerk.
or they have? Ministry or they have?
Yes, please.
I don't know.
Yes, please. So that has been duly captured. You may take your seat. Honorable Pascal.
Mr. Speaker.
Please, I'm begging you. CCTV cameras. Honorable Pascal, Honorable Guard, points of information. Honorable, you talked before. Please, what is it?
Mr. Speaker, thank you. Please, concerning what Honorable Paul just said about the CCTV camera, I think during the vacation we had a couple of meetings with...
For UNRC?
Yes, please.
He's talking about hall.
Oh, since it's security, we have campus MP, and I'm the UNRC. Campus is under me.
So then this should be a joint initiative.
Sure. So I just want to inform him that at the course of the meeting, now it's been mandatory for even off campus, every hostel should have a CCTV camera. So the host will be
So Parliament request that you get that document for us. Of course, I'll work with you in getting that so that they can also use it for lobbying at the SEC, SCR meetings. Yes. Honorable Pascal, Honorable Guard, Honorable George, Honorable Pascal, talk.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. And
please, just the item.
Please, I only have one submission, and I want to make it clear that I think every member of parliament here is in support of the motion that the deadline to pay the school fees, the requirements before course registration is done, should be extended or reduced. I think reduced is quite tight, but extended is the most possible.
Right,
but I also want to emphasize that when it comes to ISA, for example, we pay huge sums. And to just clarify, we do not fall under any local scholarship opportunity on campus. That means that our people are really affected, and if we can take this matter with utmost urgency, it will be appreciated. When I look at my date, we are on the 26th today.
Yes, please.
And we only have 4 days to the deadline, meaning it should be taken from tomorrow going, so that before its deadline, our people can get a response.
Yes, please. Honorable Judge, just the item, please.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to remind you about the residential facility user fees.
Okay.
Those of us at SRC hostel.
Yes.
Should be taken so that we are not deferred. Thank you very much.
Yes, please. All right. Thank you so much. Honorable Sylvette, please, just the item. Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good evening, honorable members. Please, this is a quick one. I would just like to draw your attention to the fact that we have a problem at the medical enclave located at Bwedi. The issue is the medical enclave houses or accommodates over 8,000 students, health science students, and a large number of these students go for clinical rotations elsewhere. And the current situation is that we just have one shuttle available for this.
So there should be supplications.
So we'd be very happy if you could speak to the transport officer.
Yes, please. I'll work on that with you. Point of correction, Honorable Chelsea.
Thank you very much for the opportunity,
Yes.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes, please.
This is a point of correction for Honorable Godfrey Opare. When he raised his point of information, I noticed that he used his middle finger is if I got it wrong. Okay, so you used your index finger.
And then please, all information should be above your head. It indicates that even you are under the authority. So please, all information, don't like this. I think SHS, you all learned that. Not so, but at least above your head, please.
Okay, Mr. Right Honorable Speaker, I'd also want to make an input that the CCTV cameras should also be placed in every college too.
That will have to take your lobby, so we will work on that too.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. Please, a motion should be filed for. Okay, so announcements. I'll remove to the ninth item on the other paper, that's announcements. Please, leadership of Parliament is of interest to establish an efficiency committee. What the efficiency committee will do is that it's members that will make sure that at all times the SRC executives are doing the right thing. So it's just, that will take the 15th item on the other paper. So there will be a specific committee making sure that at all times they are doing the right thing. So if you are interested, you test the clerk. And then the other thing is that I also want us to institute a collective publicity system to augment the programs of anybody. So if ENRC is doing, all of us will post. If this one is doing, all of us will post. So we also put that into thought. And then the last thing is that the COCO said you are reminded to submit your projects. I think some of you have, but you are reminded to submit your projects. That is all the announcement we have for now. The floor is open for motion to be filed for adjournment of sitting. Anybody? Honorable Gates.
Thank you for the opportunity that you've given to me, Right Honorable Speaker. Without any further contribution and anything, I, Honorable Kelvin Osenchu from the prestigious campus constituency, thereby move that the sitting should be adjourned. Thank you.
Any seconder? Honorable JB. Thank you. On that note, the House has been adjourned until further notice, deemed fit by the Business Committee. I'm afraid this time around, Honorable Armstrong will be duly represented. Thank you. We'll take the closing prayer. Please close your eyes. Please, protocol, start sharing the food. Start sharing the food for them so that, yes. And please, the food, share it caucus by caucus. Share the food caucus by caucus. Don't let them start. Yes, please, we are praying. So part 16, appendix D. Please, before we pray, I would want to acknowledge Right Honorable Ernest Foko, the Senate Speaker for Kanasa. He is here, Honorable. We are happy to have had you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are acknowledging our medical doctor, former. So he's a support system for the caucus today. It's nice. All right, sure. So, Honorable, you are duly acknowledged. And you begin item. First, Right Honorable Festus, who doubles at appointee deputy what? Paul. Right Honorable, who doubles as deputy what? Right Honorable, you are duly acknowledged. There is a rep from KNUST Live, there is a rep from WhatsApp Tech, there is a rep from Kekeli Media, and then any other person. I have my good friend here, Deborah. She's a fourth-year student of economics. She wanted to observe the processes. She's here. She's duly acknowledged. Deborah, give us a wave. She's duly acknowledged. Every other person is duly acknowledged. The House, please close your eyes. Bow your head as we pray. So, persisting appendix D, closing prayer. Honorable Paul and Honorable Elvis, please, closing prayer. Grant us a vision of our university, fair as it may be, a university of righteousness, where none shall wrong his neighbor, a university of plenty, where evil and poverty shall be done with, a university of brotherhood, where all success shall be founded on service and honor shall be given to the deserving, a university of peace, where the SRC shall rest on the will of the people and the love for the common good. Bless the efforts of those who struggle to make this vision a living reality. Inspire and strengthen our people that they may give time, thoughts, and sacrifice to speed the day of the coming beauty of KNUST, Ghana, and Africa. Amen. On that note, the House may go on recess.